When I see the record button, just give me a little high sign. We're supposed to go. Welcome everyone to the third Thursday Co-Creators Convergence Call. I'm Noelle Marshall, and I'm here with my beloved
Bob Warner. Good to see everyone.
And together we call ourselves Light Partners. And right now the Light Partners are in a very noisy McDonald's in Hays, Kansas, on our way to Tennessee. So we're going to be muting ourselves shortly. But just want to announce today is Thursday, October 18th, 2018. And we're so thankful that Sharron Rose is going to be with us, hosted by our illustrious founding CCC member, Kathy Mason of Mason Works Marketing. And Bob, why don't you tell them a little bit about CCC, because there may be some people picking this up that don't know too much about that. And I am out.
Thank you. And thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for those that have an opportunity to pick up this call later. We know that you are influencing a world in a very positive way, and we're very happy to be a part of your evening or morning or whenever you're watching this. Tell you, since some may not be familiar with, we want to make sure you know that the Co-Creators Convergence is a heart-resonant community of uniquely gifted souls dedicated to embodying and amplifying our collective consciousness, thereby co-creating a world that works for everyone. We do this with great love, compassion, and joy, honoring all realms of creation to accelerate the awakening of humanity. And if you're not already, we welcome you to be a part of this community. There's 4 ways you can do that. One is be on our third Thursday calls every month. And if you can't be available in person at the moment, in timeless time, all of these calls are recorded and archived all the way back to the beginning of 2014 on the co-creatorsconvergence.com website, which is the second way to keep track of what's going on in our community and what events are coming up. We also, thirdly, have a very active Facebook page, and we welcome you to be a part of that. We welcome you to contribute to that, share with others, seek their help when you need help. If you're on your way to the hospital or something like that, we'd love to connect with you energetically and support you in any way that you can, or any other time you want to be connected. You don't have to be going to the hospital.
Go ahead.
And the 4th way to be connected with us and be a part of this community is the exciting annual in-person Co-Creators Convergence, which has been held 6 years in a row at Sunrise Ranch in the Eden Valley in beautiful Loveland, Colorado. And next year's event is scheduled for June 12th through 16th back at Sunrise Ranch again. So we welcome you to be a part of that as well. And with that, we are very excited to have Sharron Rose hosted by Kathy this evening, and look forward to having a wonderful time together. Thank you.
Great. Well, thank you guys. And I think what I'll do is introduce Sharron to you first, and then Sharon's offered to do a centering, an energetic centering for us. And then we'll be going through a series of questions. And as usual, if you have questions, just raise your hand and I'll unmute you. And then Sharron will do the dance, right? So the reason why I say do the dance is Sharron is a professional dancer. After college, she was a Fulbright scholar and went to India. So she learned about the divine feminine at a very young age. And now she's really a Renaissance woman. She is a filmmaker, a composer, and her music, wait till you hear her music someday, author, teacher, and a healer. Sharron is doing a project now that is quite remarkable. It is so remarkable that the Shift Network picked it up and ran a whole series of 25 different healers. Is that right? Qi Gong Masters?
It's 24.
24. Excuse me, I missed one, or I added one. But so Sharron has a background in entertainment and in beauty and in art that is quite amazing. Plus, she is, the reason why I love her is she, to me, is a force of nature. Her creativity is so contagious and so inspiring that when you're around her, you just want to go, oh, how can I play? Or what can we do? So you'll see that in her work. It's just amazing. So with that, thank you, Sharron, so much. I could have read your thing, but we've been friends, I think, 5-6 years, and I just adore Sharron. So with that, my sister from another mother, Sharron Rose.
Hello, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be with you, and with Bob and Noel. Your work is really beautiful. Kathy, you too. Your heart is so pure and so loving that it's an honor to be your friend.
Yes.
So I'd like to start with a meditation. And in this, you can just listen. You don't have to watch. Just close your eyes. Let's take a few deep breaths. Let's do some shaking first. It's such a weird world right now. And let's just shake everything out. Shake your shoulders. Yeah. Clear your field. Okay. Now that we got the Qi going. Okay, let's take a deep breath in. And out. And another in. And out. One more in. And out. Now imagine that deep down in the center of the earth, there's this pool of liquid light. This pool of liquid light and life force energy, which we call Qi, Qi energy. So beautiful, so healing, so stimulating. At the center of Mother Earth, held by the Great Mother. And imagine that from that pool of light, streams of Qi, life force energy, are rising up in streams and rivulets through the heart of the earth into the bubbling well, which is under your feet, right in front of the arch. And imagine this light coming up into this bubbling well of energy. Let it bubble up and go through your feet, your ankles, your calves, your knees, your thighs, your pelvis, and into your lower dantian. Lower dantian is behind your navel, about 5 fingers beneath your navel. It's the center of grounding, power, energy, life force that connects you with the beauty and grace and healing power of the Mother, of the earth. So imagine this light flowing into this ball of light, right in the lower dantian. And let that ball of light start spinning. Let the life force energy come in and spin that light. Feel it spreading out through your whole pelvis. Invigorating, revitalizing, bringing so much healing and beautiful energy to this grounded center, connecting you. Feel like your roots go all the way down to that liquid pool of light, and then feel that light come up again through your legs, into your pelvis, into the lower dantian, And now this light's going to go up the central meridian, known as the central channel or the Jed pillar. It's going to go up through this beautiful central channel into your heart. And imagine this is the middle dantian. This is your heart center, the place of unconditional love. Again, of beauty, of grace, of magic. And feel that energy again spinning this dantian, spinning and allowing this light to pour out from your heart, healing your body and sending healing light out to the entire world, because we all need healing, especially in this time. We need connection. The heart is the place of connection. Actually, in many of these traditions, the Taoist, the Tibetan, actually the mind is in the heart. It's the doorway. It's a doorway to love. So feel that light, that grace, that touch of the Divine Mother in your heart. And then allow the energy to continue up into your upper dantian, your third eye, your Dakini eye, your eye of wisdom, your eye of gnosis, that eye that sees in dreams and visions. Start spinning again this dantian, this ball of white light. Feel it spinning and radiating out through your whole brain and your nervous system. Feel this light spreading out not only to this dimension, but all the higher dimensions. Now we're going to take this ball of light and we're going to send it back down through the heart and then into the lower dantian. And then we're going to bring it back up through the heart to the upper dantian. Once again, the same thing. Allow this radiant ball of light, the gift of the Mother, to flow down into your heart and into your lower dantian. Feel that connection with the earth. Then bring it back up through your heart into your third eye, upper dantian. Now, just feel the light, see the light, and sit for a moment with that light in your upper dantian. Allow yourself to relax, feel nourished, filled with life force energy. Then we're going to bring our arms up, surrounding our body. So we're going to surround our whole body with this light, our entire field. And we're going to bring it up and then bring your hands right above your upper dantian. And now imagine that this amazing starlight is flowing from the center of the galaxy down into what's called your bahue, the point at the top of your head, down into your third eye, into your upper dantian, and down into your middle dantian, and then into your lower dantian, so that all three dantians are glowing with the light of heaven and the light of earth. And from here, we're going to raise our arms, open our arms, and as you drop your arms, bring them down, imagine that you're clearing your entire energy field. All your worries, all your problems are melting away. And we bring our arms back up the central meridian through the dantians. And now we just fill our whole toroidal field with this precious life-giving, life-enhancing, life force energy known as Qi.
Beautiful, Sharon. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that feels good. Oh,
You know, in in Quantum Qi, the film series that I'm creating that has taken over my life, one of our masters said, you know, Qigong, if you do it even 5 minutes a day, it will change your life. Your body will be different. Your life will be different.
perfect. Yeah, and we want that. We want the vitality, and we want to be more like you. It's Sharon. I don't want to tell her age, but should I?
Sure.
So Sharon's almost 70 years old. Yeah. So we want some of that. The vitality and the energy that she gets from doing this practice is quite amazing. So I have a series of questions, and I'll just start asking. And then if some of you have questions, if you can let me know also. But what I was trying to do is Sharon has created a way for Westerners to incorporate Qigong into their lives, just like yoga. And yoga was introduced to us, what the Beatles started trying to introduce it to us. But Qigong is even more valuable than yoga is. And we have very little knowledge about it. So that the idea of what she's doing is educating Westerners, giving us a chance to participate and see the benefits of this I don't know how many thousands of years this practice has been going on in China. But anyway, so what I thought we start with is, what is Qigong? What, not the Wikipedia answer, but the answer that we can get.
Well, I'll use the words of Dr. Dame Effie Chow,
Okay.
the mother of Qigong in the West.
Oh.
And she's been on many, many committees, and she worked with the Clintons when they were in office on their alternative health panel and all that.
Uh-huh.
She says, Qigong is a way of life. It's a way of healing. It's a way of self-empowerment. It's a way of taking control of your life. It's the path of grace. Really, the movements are so graceful. And Qigong is a modern formation of an ancient science and art of healing and wellness exercises and meditations designed to completely heal your body on every level. As Lonnie Jarrett, an amazing acupuncturist who's in the Quantum Qi series, says, you should be able to, your healing is complete when you're able to look yourself in the mirror and say, there is nothing I would change in my life.
Oh, wow.
So Qigong is the path to that. What I think in terms of, its relationship with yoga, since people know yoga so well, I've been practicing yoga since the 60s, right? And in India, I lived in India and all of that. And whereas, I think partly it's that yoga's been, shifted in the West, yoga for abs and all that, and lost the deepest aspects of its spiritual teaching. Qigong that's not happened. So, part of my mission is to bring this incredibly powerful healing practice to as many people around the world as possible, because it comes out of the Tao. So it's about balance. It's about yin and yang and the harmony of yin and yang. You know, the connection between heaven and earth, all the opposites. You know, there isn't a positive and negative. There's just energy, and it's how you use it. So that is some of the tiny bit of the essence of what Qi Gong is about. But compared to yoga, what I find is that where yoga, it's wonderful at getting you in touch, you know, to begin with your alignment, your physical alignment of your physical body. They're very good. I studied with Iyengar Yoga for many, many years and performed for him many times. So, you know, you're dealing with understanding your bones, your muscles, how they're aligned, these stretches, you know, that have effects, yes, on your organs and your systems. But with Qigong, you are dealing with the physical, the emotional body, the thoughts, the mental body, the spirit, all these dimensions intertwined and interweaving. And you really learn about how the thoughts affect the emotions, how the emotions affect the organs, and then how to, it's an alchemical teaching, you know, Taoist alchemy, it's called. And so you're learning on the inner, on the alchemical, how to transmute your negative, we refer to that negative energy into positive virtues.
Wonderful.
So you're also learning to totally clear all those energy body, the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, all these bodies. You're learning really how to clear them, and the movements themselves, you know, they call Qigong a moving meditation. And the essence of it is stillness in movement, movement in stillness. So it offers a means by which you can find this sense of clarity, this sense of stillness inside. And that stillness in the midst of movement, so that once you find that, and it's all about connecting, of course, with nature and the source awareness, and you develop this presence where you just begin to flow. Flow is one of the big concepts, again, in Qigong. It's that all life, just like the trees flow and the wind is flowing, you are constantly flowing in your thoughts, in your emotions, in your physical body. And they're all moving and flowing together, and you develop this sense of grace. I mean, I danced forever, for many, many, many years, 8 hours a day and all that. And of all the physical training and Feldenkrais and all that I've had, I've never found a teaching that really brought that sense of grace and elegance, and at the same time, fully grounded. The connection, another piece of it is really rooting, really earthing, really grounding that energy and receiving the energy from the earth and receiving the energy from the heavens, and then using that to clear your body, but yet also that energy gives you the power to heal. I like to think of, there's a lot of movements where you're scanning your body, you're scanning your organs. And I like to think of it's like little lights, Qi lights from your heart, coming up from your heart out through your hands. And then as you come, so you're like scanning your brain and you're sending Qi and, down through your body like that. And I've never seen that in yoga. But yet at the same time, it offers incredible physical flexibility, the path to really you become, in some ways, I find it more interesting than yoga, because unless it's, these new flow yogas, but you're doing a lot of, you're doing these postures and holding, you hold your body like an antenna. Lee Holden, he likes to talk about that, to get this Qi to flow through your body. So there are these movements and there are these postures that connect you with this Qi flow. And of course, also, it's totally connected to traditional Chinese medicine, acupuncture because you're moving the qi through the meridians, not just the organs, but you're learning how to clear the organs and clear the field with the Qi Gong movements. So they're very connected. You know, there's ones where you're, you know, clearing these meridians, right? It's just very enlivening and beautiful.
Wonderful. So what is the difference between Qigong, Tai Chi, and the martial arts?
Well, that's a great question because at this moment we're working on episode 2. So the first episode is like, what is Qi? What does Qi feel like? What is Qigong? We talk about the Qi matrix, which is, you know, the map, like the chakra system. And then the Taoist art of nurturing life. Right, so its connection with the Tao, its connection. We also talk about how the energy moves. So any of you that's had acupuncture, you know, there's energy can get blocked in the meridians. It can get stuck. It can get deficient. And so the Qigong is the way to move it through. Now, right now, we're working on episode 2, which is the foundations of Qi from subtle arts to martial arts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So essentially, Qigong is the foundation of all the martial arts.
Oh.
Yes, it's the foundation. The best martial artists are also Qigong practitioners.
Oh.
Because it gives you that, you know, that knowledge from you know, 2.5 years now of being immersed in this. On an energetic level, Qigong teaches you about your body, your energy field. You learn, you know, the mechanics and the map and how to work with your own. When you get to Tai Chi, you're still flowing. Tai Chi is started as a martial art, but now many people are using it for healing. The Tai Chi movement, you're actually starting to encounter the other's energy field and learning how to work with that field in a fluid way. There's like a Tai Chi move called monkey out the back door. So that when energy is like coming at you, you just let it flow out the back door. You're doing right now. I'm working totally on this. We have a whole section in this one called protective Qi.
Oh.
So I'm asking all these masters about, you know, how do you protect yourself? How do you use these teachings to protect yourself on the physical, on the emotional, and on the mental level?
Mm-hmm.
So it's really fascinating. Now, martial arts on an energetic level is taking that into direct using of the Qi, right? It's like direct force. But as many of these teachers say, the true martial artist is also a Qigong master and is using that force, this incredible force that's built up in the body for martial arts, you know, to heal themselves. You know, in the end, it's like we really, yes, you know, we can learn to have all this ability and these physical things that we do and jumping and kicking and, you know, boxing and all that. But in the end, what is this energy truly for?
Right.
It's for healing. What else is there to do?
Right. Perfect. Well, is Tai Chi slower though? Is that when I remember
There's a lot
classes, it seemed like it was really slower.
Yeah, well, Qigong is too.
More flowy.
Yeah, it's Tai Chi and Qigong in terms of their move. I mean, there's a movement called in Tai Chi called cloudy hands. You're moving your hands like clouds, right? And that's just very similar to like clearing that's used in Qigong where you're, you know, clearing the Qi, moving the Qi. So they're very, Tai Chi, I would say Tai Chi and Qigong are very, very related. There's a lot of Qigong practitioners, you know, once they understand at least, you know, the physical, if they want to do the movement, because Qigong also has a lot of inner practices, the inner alchemy practices. So there's a lot of deep meditation in there. So a lot of practitioners of Qigong will also learn the Tai Chi if they want more extensive forms.
Okay, so I would love to if everyone's willing to show a clip of a little trailer so that you could understand why some of my questions are about beauty, because the film that Sharon's working on is exquisitely beautiful. It's the people in it are just beautiful. Their costuming is amazing. And it's in nature. There's a lot of drone footage, so it's nature therapy. It's actually healing on all these different levels. And I'd love to show, if it's all right, Sharon, to show them, it's only a 3-minute clip, show you the clip, and then Sharon, if you could talk about how your choice to express this through that beauty. That's what I think. It's fascinating. Because you could have been much more cerebral. But this is, it's like choreography. It is so beautiful. So with that, if everyone will be patient with me while I get a shared screen real quick. It's only 3 minutes. Here it is. And I will expand, and hopefully the internet will be happy.
Qi is foundation of many healing arts. Qi is the foundation of many traditions in China. Life is from energy. Life is from Qi. How about Qi? Where does the Qi come from? From love. From love of the universe.
What does Qi feel like? A buzz, tingling. You're so excited, full of energy that you want to be playful all the time.
When the Qi flowing, you can feel like warm, expand, sound tingling. Because Qi, when you move, you also have a power to heal.
When you're doing Qi Gong, what you're doing is cultivating life force within your body. You become a conduit for information, for new information to come into the body. And you connect to the Qi of the earth and the sky. You're simply a conduit.
In Taoist practice, you're harnessing this light, this energy, Qi. And so when we cultivate that energy from within, that compassion, that joy, that love, we can shift our state, shift that emotional state into something that's elevated and not constricted.
Learn to shift from externally forth, searching for happiness, searching for meaning of life. You go inwardly, recognizing you have more access to life inside of you.
It's a discipline, a healing art, a way of training the body and mind, a meditation in motion, a medication in motion, a way of conditioning the body for martial arts, for sports, improving strength, stamina, balance, and coordination. Yoga practitioners and teachers love Qi Gong. The Qi focus turns their attention to a much more awakened internal sensory awareness.
There's a sense of resting in a very natural and spacious, clear, luminous energy, which then carries you spontaneously and creatively through the movement and the flow.
Therein lies the ability of practicing Qi Gong to build up incredible force in the body for rejuvenation, longevity, self-healing, and healing others.
Qi Gong for everyone.
Qi is love.
Qi is light.
Qi is the free. Qi is energy.
Qi is the foundation of many.
Excuse me, I'm trying to get it to. So I hope the sound worked okay. It didn't. Oh,
Just go to quantumchimovie.com.
I'll put the link in the side, but you could see at least the pictures. You could see how incredible this is as far as a piece of art. It's not just a documentary to explain the discipline. It is a work of love. You can see, you can feel the love expressed with the art and the manner that Sharon's done it. So what I wanted to ask, once everyone had seen this, and I apologize about the sound, I don't know how to do that on Zoom in a better way, but the beauty, and how this inspiration for expressing the beauty came through with this traditional technique. Was there something that just, you met somebody and you just were overcome with the beauty? How did this express itself? How did it happen?
Well, my husband, Jay Widener, and I have Sacred Mysteries. We started in 2000. And we actually started with my DVD, Yoga of Light, which was aligning women with the earth. This was a long time ago. and clearing their energy field and working on the light body and how to work with your emotions, how to realign your emotions with those of the divine feminine, the highest. And that came out of all my training in India and then in the Middle East and with the Tibetans and with mystical Christianity and Kabbalah and all that. And at that time, we also did a film with Alex Gray, visionary artist. So that was about the light body. And then with Alberto Violdo, which was healing the luminous body from the Quero Peruvian tradition. And so we had done a feature film called The Last Avatar that actually, it stars Neil Donald Walsh as Count Saint Germain, but we introduced the concept of the light body again. Now, I've been doing these light body practices from the Tibetan tradition, rainbow body practices, since 1985. And so I felt that The Last Avatar, it was a feature narrative, and so it was kind of just a taste of what this is. So I said, okay, I'm going to do a film on the light body, a documentary. And so I was looking at all these different traditions, and I knew that there's this alchemical teaching from Master Mantak Chia in particular on the light body and how to grow your light body, which is really cool. The 6 healing sounds. You're using sound and visualization to actually, heal your organs and grow them into light. So I thought, okay, I'll go interview him. So Mantak Chia and I have the same publisher, Inner Traditions, and so they hooked me up. And I went to this place in called Eastover Retreat Center in Lenox, Massachusetts, where Master Chia was part of a entire event. And the Ying, the Chinese woman who owns this place, said to me, well, you're here. I have 12 Qi Gong masters here, so just interview everybody. And like, I learned how to be spontaneous in India with my Kathak dance, which is a very amazing form. But I said, okay. So even though, I didn't know much about Qigong, I knew a lot about esotericism from all these different traditions. So I just went and interviewed all these people. And I was so amazed at their light, at their Qi, their life force energy. I got such a deep transmission of light. Every one of them stood for an hour or more doing this interview. They weren't sitting down, and I decided at that point that nature is such an important aspect of Qi Gong, an important aspect of everybody's life right now. So that I would do something unusual, which is to have, I'd say 99.9% of all the filming was in nature, which as a filmmaker is not easy. I can tell you, you're dealing with wind, you're dealing with weather. Recently, we just did one, it was raining, so we had this guy standing under an umbrella with the rain coming. But I really wanted people to get that experience, through the medium of film, of being bathed in nature and being bathed in the Qi. And so we have these animations. And the other thing so when I came back from this, I was so, zapped by this experience that I sat down and wrote like a 12-part proposal for the light body. And I said, well, wait a minute, I need a little thing for this, but I could do a little Qigong film. Yeah, little did I know it would develop into this like huge undertaking. Part of my mission is to help people really understand that they are more than this physical body. And so we have these animations. You might have seen a little of it where we're showing, and that's just the beginning of where we're showing, how the toroidal field, how the energy works, where the dantians are, and we're going to show how energy flows between people and with us in nature, so that we will begin to be able to actually perceive. It's a tool for perceiving our own energy in this way and what happens energetically between us and other people. So it just kept growing and growing. These masters, in terms of longevity, the last man you saw in the trailer, Master Lee, who was sitting on the dock, he's 80 years old, right? And he moves like he's in his 30s. So coming out of dance and coming out of healing, these people are so inspiring. Yeah, they're just filled with light and with Qi and with this ability to bring you into this state of calm, the state of balance and harmony.
It's beautiful, but I'm so impressed with the beauty of it. I mean, I just I'll put the link in so you guys can see it again, because once you see more of it, I saw one of the trailer. It wasn't a trailer. I don't know what it was. And I was Maktak Chia, I think, is on a mountain, and he's doing you can't tell he's on the mountain. You just see these beautiful moves, and the next thing you know, you're seeing that he's on the top of this. I mean, just even to climb up there and stay up there.
Oh, that's Ming Tong.
Ming Tong. Oh my God. I mean, somebody
incredible healer. The guy his movement reminds me of Charlie Chaplin, actually. He's so flexible and fluid and so in his body. This man is a super major healer. We have a number of them, in the film.
So could you, you've talked about healing and self-healing. I mean, this is a practice that is for self-empowerment. And part of what I read, it was that it's a healing modality for diseases referred to as chronic and incurable, such as cancer, Parkinson, stroke, fibromyalgia, and other psychological and autoimmune disorders. So were you able to hear stories about some of this from these masters? Did they share?
Yeah, there's actually, Ming Tong has footage actually of a Qi master in China shrinking a tumor with Qi.
While you're watching?
Yes.
Wow.
Hopefully I'm going to get that footage to use, because we're going to have a few episodes specifically on healing, and also advice for healers who, how to protect yourself, etc., how to work with Qi. And Daisy Lee, who has Radiant Lotus Qi Gong, and Amalia Wai-Ching Lee. There's a lot of feminine energy. That's another thing. We're at the time of the feminine. And so there's a lot of beautiful feminine energy in the film. But Daisy, her first husband passed away from cancer. So she describes the whole experience of working with him while he was in the hospital, and how she could, by using Qigong, she could really, really reduce his pain and his anxiety. She couldn't bring him back because it was like stage 4, but she really could do that. And I think that one of the real benefits of it is that it puts you in this place of deep meditation. And so it helps your nervous system, fibromyalgia, which I had years ago. To me, that's a nervous system issue, like overstimulated. And Qigong would be, amazing for those that any of these. I was working with a friend who has Parkinson's, right? And it's been very helpful for him as well.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So do most people learn from a master, or is it possible, like yoga, like the Gaia yoga, you can watch some videos and follow along enough to get full benefit, or do you feel like you have to be in a live class?
Well, I'd say both. One of the things this series is envisioned as is that there'll be a half-hour episode, and then there'll be 20 to 30 minutes of exercises that bring whatever the teaching of that episode to life. So if we're having, like in the beginning, what is Qi? How do you feel Qi? So we'll have exercises on, how to feel Qi.
Wonderful.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So in terms of your question, I met the masters. It's always good to meet them because then you get that energetic transmission that's different. I mean, yes, you can do that. People are doing these transmissions. My teacher, Namkhai Norbu Rinpoche, who just passed, he was doing these transmissions through the internet, right? But it still isn't the same as being in the presence, because you just get this, their Qi, their light is there right with you in person. But, however, on that note, many of these exercises, I've been doing Qigong from my teacher, Janye Zhang, East West Medical Qigong. This man has 400 videos, Qigong for high blood pressure, Qigong for fibromyalgia, Qigong for everything. And it's really interesting because, like the high blood pressure, you're doing movements and, touching points that really have to do with your heart meridian and your pericardium meridian, So I've been doing with the DVD for 2.5 years. And then Mantak Chia's 6 Healing Sounds, which is about, working with the emotions and the organs, that's on the internet, which I do a lot whenever I'm feeling emotionally overwrought.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
So Sharron, what I'd love to do, if it's okay with you, is open up and see if there's some questions. And then as we do that, then at the end, I definitely want to make sure that we give everyone a way to connect with you and find out more about helping with your project. But right now, I would love to open it up and ask anyone want to put their hand up and ask any questions, and I'll unmute you so that we could get everybody's answers. Anybody want to? Come on, David. Okay. I'm trying to unmute you. There you go.
Hi, Sharron.
Hi, David.
We've been really enjoying doing the Qigong whenever we remember to do it. Sometimes we forget. But my question is, I know there's a lot of different kinds of Qigong. It seems like every master has their own version of it, you might say. And I'm just not, I don't know how to frame the question exactly, but I just like all of it, but I'm not sure. How do you know which one is the right one for you, or
What feels right? Amalia, Wai-Ching Li, she says, you know, there's as many forms of Qigong as there are human beings. But, you know, each one has its beauty. So I can just say from my own experience, you know, Master Janya Zhang, whose Qigong I've been doing for a long time now, it has a certain, I love it. You know, it's what really, just the way, it has to do with his teaching style. He teaches first, you know, how to do, he breaks down all the movements, and he, you know, because I come out of dance. So then he, you know, like you're lifting your arms and he's like, your shoulders go first, then your elbows, and then he tells you how to breathe with the movement. Then he tells you energetically what you're doing. And I like that method. Daisies, which is really focused on women, the Radiant Lotus Qigong, that is really focused on healing, you know, women's issues. So working with your breasts and, you know, your uterus and all that, bringing Qi and coming to that state of relaxation. Lee Holden, his whole, well, not his whole, but he focuses on flow and the flowing energies, and to have on all levels your being flowing. You know, Master Li Junfeng, who is the 80-year-old man who, he was a Chinese martial arts film star, and then he became the head coach of the martial arts team for China, and discovered and trained Jet Li. Actually, in episode 2, we have some footage of him training Jet Li, who's like 8 years old. But his is more balletic in some way. I mean, all of them are working with the Qi and giving, like his makes you, and Li too, you know, it makes you really strong, you know, grounded and strong. Ken Cohen, who's also one of the teachers, his is, you know, that kind of thing. But he also has a very, well, Ken's a major healer. So, so it really, you know, you just like with any kind of teaching, you know, you try different things and then you just gravitate towards what makes you feel the most, like where you're really getting that transmission of Qigong, you know.
Yeah, thank you. Makes sense.
Yeah. Thank you, David. Who else may have a question? Raise your hand. Oh, good. Sheila, great.
Well, I was thinking along the same lines. There's so much that this was a rich description, and my mind is, I'm going to have to watch the replay and take more notes. And I'm kind of wondering, like in yoga, there's the classic sun salutation, the basic sort of sequence that almost everybody learns a version of. Is there some sort of thing like that in Qigong?
Well, I would say that every teacher has an exercise that is connecting you, you know, vertical alignment, Daisy Lee would call it, where you're connecting to the Qi and you're bringing in the Qi of the earth and the sky. I would say that's the, you know, one of the really foundational practices that everyone does. But, you know, each one is unique. I mean, you see common threads. I mean, if you see the, you know, episode 1, which we're just completing now, it's, you know, you'll see the commonality of the movement, right? Gathering Qi. Everybody's gathering Qi like into the dantians, right? Gathering Qi, right? Or, you know, there's a lot of them do, you know, it's like Middle Eastern dance where you have the platter, right? You're working the Qi that way. So, and it's also, I think part of it is body types too. I mean, what's so fascinating to me about this is, as Lee Holden would say, Qigong is for everyone. So in the film itself, I bring forth teachers of all different ethnicities, and, you know, some that are, you know, more, let's see, larger than others, you know, some skinny, some all different sizes and all different ages. Yeah.
Wonderful. Does anyone else have a question? Shelley or Darlis or no?
I'll unmute for a second.
Great.
So thank you, Sharon. Actually, I completely had forgotten so just so that you know, most people probably know here, but I just had emergency heart surgery like 3 days ago.
Yeah, you're kidding.
Yeah, no. But you reminded me that when this whole pacemaker thing came up, I actually was working with Ming Tong Gu, and I was researching like, okay, do you know any way you can make the heart go faster through Qi Gong? And he was so cute, and I loved him, and I studied with him just more online for a little while. But he was like, no, we know how we can make it slower, but we can't make it go faster. Like, oh, great, you know? So anyway, but what this tonight has done is I'm on my way back to Florida tomorrow, and I'm, I'm pretty weak, short walks. I mean, I was spent all summer climbing, hiking, biking, and actually this is sort of like, oh, right, I'll just start doing Qigong when I go back to Florida. So, and I hadn't really thought about that at all until tonight. So I'm grateful, and I think your movie is going to be beautiful. And yeah, it's amazing even in this community how many people don't know about Qigong. And I studied Tai Chi, and I only did a little bit with Ming Tong Gu for a while, but I can see where, for me, in this place where my body is right now, it would be amazing to do some Qigong. So it's number one on my list when I get home. Thank you.
There's one other teacher who has something called Robert Peng. You should check him out too.
Okay.
He and Ming Tong are probably and Ken Cohen actually, the major healer. Not everybody,
right.
But that's their like essence.
And his name is, say that one more time. Ken Cohen. Ken Cohen and Robert Peng.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, thank you, and love you all, and I'll just continue listening.
Wonderful. And Darlis, do you have a question too? Thank you, Sharron.
No, I appreciate this. I do. My best friend is a Qigong teacher and we do it every Monday night. But this is a great reminder. If at one time I was doing some every single morning, and it really behooved me to get back to that place again. So this is a great reminder. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It looks like Nahid.
Yes, thank you, Sharon. I am the beginner for Qigong, and I'm interested to know where would I start?
Wow, where would you start? Where do you live?
She's going to be in Boulder very soon.
Soon I'm going to be in Boulder, yes. But I am in Santa Monica, or you can tell me even online, where can I go to just get familiar before I go to Boulder? Yeah.
Well, there is, the closest I know, is Roger Yonka, who is in Santa Barbara. I'm there. Oh, here's how you could find out. Go to the National Qigong Association online, and they have a list of teachers and where they are. Because the teachers in the film, that I'm familiar with are from all over the place, and they travel a lot.
National Qigong Association, that's what you said.
Yes.
And Amalia is coming to Boulder with Sharon.
Oh, that's right.
In November, so Nahid, we can go.
Oh, you do, yes.
Okay. And
you would love Amalia.
She's
you love her.
Beautiful.
Talk about beauty and longevity. She has hair down to her ankles. She's just wonderful. That's all I can say. You would really enjoy her.
Are you going to send the link for the movie? Because I don't have it.
I put it in the group chat after you asked.
In the chat, did you put it in?
And that's
for the trailer.
Okay.
But the movie, in fact, Sharon, would you share about the movie, how you're...
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
So I began this 2.5 years ago. I thought it was going to be this little documentary that I could afford. And it turned out I guess everything I've ever learned in this life is being poured into, from filmmaking to dance to healing to all of these things being poured into this. And so I've been self-funding it. I actually took a job in acquisitions at Gaia for a while so that I could pay my editor. And now I'm at this place where I really, episode 1 is close to it's like 95% done. And so I've been building, I have a Facebook group, Quantum Qi Life Force Energy, that has now over 5,000 people. We started it in May. It's really cool. I'm hearing from people everywhere in the world, and they're putting up, advice and also teachings, and a lot of them put up their own practice. It's just really cool. I just love building this global community. And so independent filmmaker, it's not easy. You want to keep, if I went to get an investor or something, they would want to control what I say. And fortunately, I've never had to do that in all the films we've made. So now I decided to do what many indies do, is have a crowdfunder so that, we can continue to build the community. People can get rewards. So it's not like you're just giving money, you're getting, you like the first 3 episodes when they come out, or a t-shirt, or a healing session, or there's all these different categories. So that's what I'm doing, and, praying that I will be, that the funding will come, that I can really bring this message forth in the most beautiful and loving and heartfelt way, because our planet really needs help right now. There's so much division, there's so much chaos, and I really feel that these teachings, rooted in the Tao, are a means to help with that. And I'd like to take it to hospitals and everywhere I can, so that, we can have a means by which we can understand what true nature is, true beauty, true heart, unconditional love, and be able to listen and speak to each other from the highest in ourselves, because what we've been experiencing is kind of the lowest. So when I look at the news, all I can think of, it inspires me to do the work I'm doing. So, we're doing this crowdfunder. It's up a little, but I'm going to really start it next week. I mean, the site is up. We can give you the site, but all help really is greatly appreciated. I've really gotten to the point where I need help. It's just growing so big that, I put a lot into it. And so, I've applied for fellowships and stuff like that too. So we'll see what happens. If the universe wants this, then it will provide.
Right. Well, I just put the link to the crowdfunding page in the chat.
That is a beautiful video. That video is very beautiful. The crowdfunding video.
Yeah, there's a bit.ly link I just put in chat. So if that helps. And of course, Sharron is very, very active on Facebook and these groups. You can easily reach her and ask her direct questions, or see how, if you were be interested in showing having a showing of the video in your city with your groups of friends, or we're being very creative with ways to get this out here, because again, this is about self-empowerment. It's time for us to choose in a different way.
Kathy, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Great. I want to know if there's just wonderful teachings, and just that little bit we did, I felt better. I was like, okay, I gotta have some of this. When you said you could do it as little as 5 minutes a day, I said, okay, now just talk my language. But I'm wondering, how about getting this message? A twofold question. How about getting this message to kids and get them in practice? And then also, is this going to be a Gaia series, or is this just completely independent of that? So
It is
thank you. I'll put myself on.
it is
Independent.
completely independent, because I know what it's like. It, you know, when you go in that direction, then you're dealing with accountants. Not that I love accountants. They're really wonderful people, really, especially because I've been doing the business for our company for all these years. But there's a difference between that mentality and the creatives. And in, these kinds of situations, the creatives are, it's always about money, how little, how cheap it can be. And I'm not going for cheap. I'm going for beauty. I'm going for art. So it's different. That's why I'm applying for grants, because many of the projects I've done prior to working with Sacred Mysteries were funded by fellowships from arts associations and things like that. So in that way, and that's why I like the independent path, because I know I know personally what it's like to have to often it's called dummy down your vision, and thinking that, if you dummy it down, it'll reach more people or something. I don't know. I don't understand particularly the way they look at it, but it's all economically based. It's all about money, making money. And this is not,
Well, and you already have quite a few films on that platform. So
a lot, all of our films.
Yeah, and do you have 22 films? How many?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, you have 20. So they've been making films for a long time under sacredmysteries.com if you go there. And then some of them are available on Gaia TV.
All of them, except this.
All of them? Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, my dream with this is that the funding would come where I could actually give it away. Where I could give it to schools and, university and the military and hospitals and etc. I have a friend who is connected with the Naval Academy, right? They fund some of their stuff, and she wants to take it there. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Yes, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, Dom, did you, I didn't mean to leave you out. Dom, did you have any questions that you wanted to ask? Apologize, I didn't mean to exclude you. No?
No, thank you. Thank you for your contribution, Sharon. You've been great.
Thank you. Oh, well, there is something I want to tell all of you, the women in particular. The Shift Network, which I did this big event with, is 2 of the teachers are going to be giving courses on the Shift Network. So Daisy Lee, and if you look at our either Facebook group or the Facebook site, facebook.com/quantumqi, QUANTUMQI, you'll see right now advertised is Daisy's. She has a free phone call that describes what she's teaching and what the course is going to be like. So she is exquisite. This woman is like my idol. She is the essence of elegance and grace. And then Roger Yonka also is going to be doing a course, and he is just, he's so deep. He's so knowledgeable. So these came as a result, I think, of the global summit that I hosted for the Shift. So, I'm happy that what I did is also bringing, more acknowledgement and outreach to these masters.
I'm excited that the masters wanted to participate and were so enthusiastic to help you. They want to get out of hiding too.
Oh no, we all know in our bones, right, how good this is, how beneficial it is.
Yes, thank you. Okay, Taya?
Well, I want to thank you again, Sharon.
Oh, you're welcome.
And I did really enjoy the Shifts program that you hosted, or however you call your part.
Well, my part was producing, filming, hosting, interviewing. Yeah. I mean, I don't know with other people, but with me, I took them to a whole different level because they've never had, you know, most they do audio, and then with video, it's usually Zoom. So when I was out interviewing the people for Quantum Qi, I said, okay, I'll do it in nature for them. So it actually took their production to a whole other level. And that's what I always try to do with everyone. My big, many years ago, I worked in this, it was called a blue screen room in New York City. It was a Sony test house. And the owner brought me in because he had seen my work, and he said, you know, what I love is how you're able to bring out the gifts of other people. Wonderful. And that's really what I love to do the most. Beautiful. You know, to find that, you know, and I'm working with, you know, young animator, editor, and, you know, other young people. And it's just at this age, it's really amazing experience to see who they are and like help them refine that, you know, bring them into this level of teachings, right?
Yes. Somehow when I saw this, it just electrified me to, and at the right time, I got the package in the very beginning.
Oh, nice.
That gave, you know, all these different people's work for over the long term. You could keep them in practice. So I wish that was something that was available to all of us. I mean, it was just like, I mean, I need to take advantage of it is what I need to do.
I think it's still available. And also in my crowdfunder, I have this one, I mean, you know, like where you pay, it's not cheap, you pay, and you become part of, you get like weekly things with exercises from the teachers and teachings from the teachers and all that. And they actually gave me, you know, part of that package is the whole series.
Good. I think this one that I got was $98.
It was then. Now it's about $250.
Now it's gone up. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But still, it's a wonderful package, and I do appreciate it.
I highly recommend Daisy Lee's class. And I mean, if you decide to even listen, just go through my link, because then I get some, you know, I get some money.
Right. Good. Okay. I liked her. I did like her too. So.
Oh, her Qi Gong is gorgeous. It's really beautiful. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
So Bob and Noelle, Noelle spoke. Does Bob want to speak at all? I don't know which one's which.
Bob is a 920-418, and he's about 5 miles ahead of me.
Oh, and he's making you eat his dust.
Yeah.
They're both driving. So
we're both driving.
Okay.
So this is Bob, and I want to thank you, Sharron, and Kathy. Thank you so much for really powerful evening information, but more importantly, the power and the energy of what you're bringing forth into the world. And we look forward to being able to promote people, making people aware of the availability of the different resources and this exciting new series. So thank you so much for being here.
It's a pleasure. You know, I mean, we've met at Kathy's, and, you know, I really enjoy both of you. So thank you so much.
Yes. And
this is Noelle. I just want to add that you are just the epitome of co-creation, because when that producer, whoever said to you that you bring out the best in people, you know, that's just a beautiful co-creation. It's a great example, inspiration, I know, for me. So I thank you for that, Sharron. And you know, I just love to be around people who approach life that way. It's so generous. It's so loving. So thank you very much for sharing with us tonight.
Oh, you're so welcome. It's interesting because I've been doing it all. I've been doing, you know, the marketing, I've been doing the producing, I've been doing the directing, everything. And, you know, I like sat and I said, okay, because it's, you know, it can be exhausting. Thank you, Qi Gong, for helping me. But I like started to visualize, like, what is it you really want to do? And what it is that I want to, you know, direct. I want to be able to work with this group of people, you know, have the funds to work with and bring out all their talents and have someone else do the business. It's about
it's coming. It's coming.
So I'm putting it out there in the ether to all the co-creators that you know what it's like to really, you know, have a vision and just go for it. It's what I appreciate about all of you, one of the many things.
Amen.
Yeah,
so
that's what we're here for, each other to do that. So, so is there anyone that wants to give an announcement? I know I have one that Noelle and Bob said I could give at the end. Is that okay, you guys?
Yeah, I think everybody should announce if they have something that's coming up for them.
Okay.
Go for it.
Well, I'm just going to let you know that Jade Rader is here, and she is going to be speaking tomorrow night at Boulder Exo at the law school at CU campus. Oh, Dom, you gotta go. I saw that face. And then she and I are doing this incredible class in El Dorado Springs, Colorado, in the foothills on the 27th and the 28th. And if you're interested in doing it, it will be an up-leveling, an extraordinary up-leveling, using her process, her healing process, clears. And I'm so excited. But anyway, so Darlis, do you have anything to talk about your Shasta trip, or?
Well, I'm headed to Shasta in a couple of days. I mean, it's filled, but this is going to be just it's a kind of like a renewal. So it's the first time I've done this in a couple of years, and I'll get back to it on a regular basis. And I'm very, very excited who's showing up, and we're going to have a really incredible week. So I'm really looking forward to that. And some cooler weather. It's been hot here.
Do you want to say anything about Dom and her coming?
Well, and yes, I am going to work with Jennifer, and we are going to do a spring trip to Dom and her. So stay tuned for that. So if that's been on your heart to check that out, stay tuned, and we're going to work on that and get some dates together soon. And I'll keep you posted on that.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else have anything? Nahid, do you have anything? Or David and Talia? Does anybody else have? Because what we're talking about is giving more time for us to co-create. We really, really want to support each other in all these wonderful projects that we're doing. Talia, you've got something? Okay, we got to unmute you here.
I got it. Well, this is kind of, it is a co-creative process. Dave and I just found out that we're going to be grandparents.
Oh, congratulations!
In the next few months.
Oh, your daughter or your son?
No, it's our son, who we had no idea. He's not married, but he's with a wonderful woman, and we're just
no shotgun in somebody's future.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, that's so cool. Do you know when?
Well, I think it's probably in about 8 months is what
probably around the time of CCC.
Oh, no.
Well, luckily you're close.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
You're a weaver, so you have to come. David.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, congratulations. Okay, and Nahid?
So since it's about being a grandparents, I should say that I am going to be grandparents as well. But that would be kind of in maybe first week of March.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes, that's why I'm actually coming to Boulder for that very reason. Yeah.
Oh, they're going to be gorgeous. What a gorgeous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And something exciting for me, I've never been in Sedona. I am going next Thursday to Sedona for a week. My first trip ever. So talking about the energy of the Gaia and all of that. So I am excited about that.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Kathy?
Yes.
Noelle here, and just want to remind everybody about the 7th Annual Co-Creators Convergence. This will be June 12th through the 16th at Sunrise Ranch. And I know we have at least 2 Weavers on the line. So I want to know, I think registration is open or going to be open soon, and what the theme is. If they could share that with us, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, so it's David or Sheila, I think.
Oh, 3, and Bob.
And Bob. Oh, we got 3. David, are you there? David, do you want to lead the show?
So the theme is the voice of co-creation. And what's this subtitle?
Can you speak up?
The voice of co-creation. Did you hear me? Yeah.
So it's a throat chakra. We did the heart, and now we're doing the throat.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right. The voice.
I was just finding it a little amusing that it's the voice of co-creation, but I couldn't hear you, David.
It's got a subtitle too.
There's a subtitle. I can't.
Sheila, do you know that, Bob?
Yes, it's the voice of co-creation, empowering the path to truth.
Oh.
And the registration's not open yet, but we will. We're expecting to probably launch it. I'm shooting from memory, Sheila. If you recall, we're probably going to launch registration for prior attendees and friends about the 1st of December.
Okay. Great. Yep, well, it's unknown. You can't miss Coke. Once you've been to a CCC, you're hooked.
There's no coming back.
All right, it's a love bath. Hard to get that kind of love everywhere.
So Sharron, mark your calendar for those dates, okay?
Yeah, maybe I can show some of the series.
Or you could show us all, you could teach it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a perfect title for you.
Truth.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, I want to thank everyone so much for coming. And Sharron, I want to let you know that many more people will see this recording, and so we'll be sharing it as much as we can, because we really want to get behind you and help you with your crowd funding of this wonderful project. So I want to thank you again. And
oh, you're so welcome. I love you, Kathy.
Love you too, dear. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharron. Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you, Sharron.
Yeah, bye, guys.
Thank you, Sharron. Thank you, Kathy.
Sure.
Blessings to one and all.
Bye, guys.
Good night, everybody. Be well.
Yeah, be
Thanks,
well.
Kathy, for sponsoring this. Thank you, Sharron. Good night.
Yeah, wonderful.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Night.